All right, everybody, welcome to NorCal Sports Network. And this is the same hat that Brock Purdy's dad wears. Chat loves it when Marty Lurie comes on.
Anytime you lose a game this time of year, when you can't go backwards, it's a problem.
All right, everybody, welcome on in to NorCal Sports Network. Another game, another loss for the San Francisco Giants as this ineptness. Maybe one of the worst offenses in all of baseball. This is just a pathetic performance. One run. When they come home, can't score. They ought to just do like one of those teams that just says, we're rebuilding our ballpark. We're going to play all 162 on the road. That's what this team needs. Giants suck 2-1. Lose it, but we'll get into it. Let us thank our sponsor of the show, Chapman Law Group. Chapman Law Group. Give them a call for all your legal needs. You got a personal injury situation, they can help you. They really can. 415-613-9483. You need some documents prepared, give them a call. They can help you with that. You need to get somebody evicted. You need, whatever you got to deal with. Just give Chapman Law Group a call. 415-613-9483. Let them know NorCal Sports Network sent you. All right, Lou. Let's just play the band tonight. This is Robbie DeVille says, why put in Yaz pinch hit? Because you got nothing else. This team can't hit, especially at home and especially at night. Night games at Oracle. Ban them. Ban the night games at Oracle where offense goes to die. Start selling, Greg says. Yes, start tonight. They are 54-51. Sell, baby, sell. What's the other thing they say? What's the thing they say? Drill, baby, drill. Oh, drill, baby, drill. Sell, baby, sell. Giants are 2-8 over their last 10. There are 2 wins they got in Atlanta. Atlanta sucks. So what is this team? Back up the truck. Everything must go. Absolutely. We're going to talk about that. If you want to build something exciting for the future, go young, baby. Go young. Let's get Logan Webb. Pop, boom. I got some trades I can put up here for you guys for Logan Webb.
And Dan, the thing I didn't like about Yaz is Diaz throws fastballs. Yaz can't hit fastballs. Why? Matos has already shown he can hit fastballs. I don't care if he was 0-3 in the night.
Well,
you got the momentum.
What can Yaz hit?
And then by the way, that was a check swing. He was shocked. Oh, I thought he
swung.
Was.
Did you see the replay?
Yeah, it went past.
Oh, yeah, he swung. Yeah.
Standard.
Well, when you're up there, you don't really think you did it, but the replay clearly showed if he would have hit the ball, he would have golfed it into the outfield. That was how much of a swing it was. They used to play a lot of day games. Exactly, Philip. They used to play a lot of day games. The Giants should just play, I'm fine with Friday nights. Okay. Friday nights should be the only night games, in my opinion, for the Giants. You know what? Just play Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Monday through Thursday. Play day games.
Do what our AAA team does, right? They play all day
show
games
up at the park.
The A's are out of town.
The ball carries it at Oracle during the day. It'll move. The marine layer just sucks the offense right out of it. And let's talk a little bit about this game tonight. I didn't get to see the first few innings because I was out. But when I got there, 1-0 Giants, I figured, they're going to find a way to lose this. You can't win a 1-0 game, the Giants. They won't hold them down. And every ball I hit to Devers, nothing was clean. I don't know how many I saw. Either the first time I saw he got the ball in his glove, and then he like tossed it over to first base like with his glove, and then ran over and picked it up and touched first base just in time for the out. I saw a play with the opportunity to get the lead runner at second, maybe get a double play. He can't get the ball out of his glove, and that puts runners at second and third, which led to the double that put the Mets ahead 2-1 from Vientos down the left field line. I saw other plays. How fitting was it, Lou, that we got a first baseman out there that's like a juggling act, and Pete Alonso makes a leaping catch to end the game. I mean, Bailey drilled that ball. Bailey got a hold of it.
Yep. But that's what you have good coaching. So you know where the ball is going to go when you place them the right way. But 0 for 16 in 2 days, running scoring position.
0 for 16. Hey, well, you know what, Lou? I can tell you what good news with that. You want the good news or the bad news?
They're due, or they can maybe break their own record tomorrow.
Good news is it's hard to get any worse with 0 and 16. I mean, I guess you can go. What is their record?
0 for 27 in 3 games.
Serious?
It's almost impossible. No, they were talking about it on
Where'd you hear 0 for 27?
Post-game show.
Oh,
they've gone like 0 for 23 in 2 games, but for 4 games, they said 0 for 27.
All right, let's get this thing out of the way early. Stars of the game. I'm going to go. Let you go first. You go ahead. Your night.
I thought, I'll give Peterson. He was in trouble all day, but he only gave up the 1 earned run. 90 pitches through 6 on the road. You always take that. Again, remember the Giants against the lefty were always solid to begin with. And then my number 2, I got to give it to Lee. Lee 3 hits, but here's the key. He was 3 for 4, but he was up with the bases loaded, and he ground into a fielder's choice. That's when you need to hit, when you got the bases juiced.
Yeah, that was the only run the Giants got tonight, the RBI.
Then I'm going to give my third. I'm going to give it again to Lucchesi. I keep saying his name wrong, but here's another 3 up, 3 down. Thanks for coming.
All right, there you go. Lucchesi, whatever you want to call him. All right. I'm going to go number 1. I'm going to go to Jung-Hoo Lee. He got 3 hits, 3 for 4. My number 2 star, I would have went with Wilmer, but he's so slow. He can't even get to second base when the ball's like dangling around down the left field line. I mean, there's guys that would have been at second base standing up in this league. That was pathetic. He can't run. So he's not going to get number 2. He's going to get knocked out. And I'm going to go to Randy Rodriguez, strikes out the side in the 8th inning, comes up, or the 9th, I should say, gives up 1 hit, but strikes out 3, 14 pitches, 10 strikes. That's number 2. And I thought Robbie Ray pitched a good game. I mean, anytime you go almost 6 full innings and only give up 2 runs, and those 2 runs are in that 6th inning, couldn't quite hang the lead, but he had to be perfect. Again, the pressure's on him.
102 pitches, and you don't even get through 6. That's pretty bad.
But I'll give Robbie Ray a little credit for hanging in there. So there's my stars of the game. But this team is, fading fast. Robbie Ray, it looked like he should have come out a batter or 2 earlier. He'd walked 2 guys. You could see he was struggling. He already had the decision, for the win. He didn't need to. So Ray goes into the 6th inning, and let me just give you the play-by-play of the 6th inning.
And Dan, before you do this, Melvin has been doing this for some reason, and we keep complaining. He already have the decision. You can tell he's tired, and he lets them start the next inning.
Okay,
with a bullpen that's pretty fresh. Makes no sense. Go ahead.
Here's where I would have changed this. Soto walks to lead off the inning after being down 0-2. He forces a walk. Alonso flies out, 1 out. Soto steals second base, and then Starling Marte walks to make it first and second. That's when you make the move right there. Okay. If you want him to pitch to Beatty or Batty or however you want to say it, because he's a left-handed hitter, fine. Most managers, especially when you're nearing 100 pitches, with Vientos coming up, most managers would go to a guy like Rodriguez to get him out, right? But what does this guy do? He leaves in Ray, Vientos doubles, and then he brings in Ryan Walker, who makes the inning very interesting because he walks the first couple of guys and loads the bases, and then he strikes out Nimmo. I don't know what Nimmo was looking for. Nimmo took 3 pitches, like bang, 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 right down the middle, like all of them. I don't know what he was thinking. He never lifted the bat off his shoulder. And Brandon Nimmo, you get the prize tonight for the most lost guy in baseball, except one other guy defeated you tonight, and that is the Sacramento A's announcer. Okay? Did you guys see the Sacramento A's announcer tonight, guys? He gets the award for the absolute asleep award at the wheel, maybe the worst call in big league history. If I can pull it up, I'm not finding it.
And set us up before you do it. So exactly who were they playing?
They were playing the Houston Astros.
Oh, so it was in Houston. So it was a road game. Yeah. Sorry, I keep thinking Sac. Yeah.
And I'm not finding it. I guess I'll have to
I think it's that young kid, if I remember right.
I'll have to go to my replies.
Oh, no, it's the girl. Was it the girl announcing?
No, it was a guy.
Okay.
It was a guy.
The pitcher.
Okay, get ready for this, guys. The worst call in major league history, at least that I have possibly seen. And I don't know where here's my response to the guy. That announcer needs to be put on assignment for some counseling or at a minimum drug or alcohol screening. What in the world was he watching? Unbelievable. You guys, did you see this, Lou? Lou, did you see this?
No, I haven't seen it.
Okay.
I said no. I have not seen it.
You got to keep that. Okay, here we go.
1-2 pitch. High in the air, deep to right. That ball is foul. Or gone.
That ball was absolutely.
Okay. Right center field, deep and foul. How in the world does this dude call that ball foul? How in the world? What is he watching? I mean, he paused and waited like he thought that was down the line the whole time.
Yeah.
That was closer to center field than the right field foul pole.
Yeah, that was really bad. I don't know what the hell was going on. Maybe he was watching a different game. Maybe he was playing I don't know. That's really bad.
I mean,
all-time blunder. And then what's name has to stand in for him? The pitcher. Goes, dude, that was deep, big 3-run gap. It's like, dude, what the hell?
It was like he's hesitating and waiting, and he goes, foul. Foul. That has to be the blunder of all blunders of a call. I mean, yeah, Aaron lost. Even Chardall nails that call. How in the world does that guy call that ball foul?
Yeah, I didn't know he's related to Chip. That he's one of the. He's related to Skip Carey. All those Chip Carey is his father. Because I'm used to the girl announcing who does the
she's
A's.
the worst.
But I guess
I was hoping when I saw the text and I saw the worst call of all time, I was hoping it was her. I assumed, it was her.
I mean, she's gotten better, but she's still bad. So that's pretty bad.
Right. So it just, yes, ultra modern 007. The woman is worse. Yes, the woman is far worse.
Maybe his side job is he does WNBA.
True. Clary says it looked fair to me.
Yeah.
Gosh. I'm just like, that's a classic, man. That thing's gonna be on. That thing will live for 50 to 100 years from now. People will be playing that one and going,
yeah, that's got Follies written all over it. The old Twib notes this week in baseball.
I just like,
or what not to do. What not to do.
Oh, baby. Yeah, it looked fair to me. I love it. Yeah. So anyway, this ball club, Lou, this team cannot hit at home at nighttime. I just don't. I look, if they started off in Cincinnati this year and then they went to Houston, they went 5-1. If I'm the Giants next year, see, let's just pretend we're the San Antonio Spurs and our arena's being used for the month. We just would like the first month and a half on the road, please.
Yeah, the rodeo tour. Sure.
Just come on. This is, I know they've won 9 games or walk-offs this year, but you got to be able
to look how some of these walk-offs were. Inside the park homer, Little League, a balk. It was nothing like dramatic, like 6 runs in the 9th. As Glenn says,
it was a tie game and they pulled it. Yeah.
As Glenn says, they had the Shamrock out a few times and they got lucky. But, you're going to win some in 162, but, they're not getting any of the things now, and they really are who they are. It's one of those things. It's getting worse. And, by tomorrow, we're going to be, we'll be in 6th place. And then we got to jump 3 teams to get in the playoffs. I see our buddy Robert, who assured Ray 100% would win, is a no-show again. And I think the key now is we've now lost with Webb and Ray
twice.
Yeah. So it's gotten twice to start the thing. Yeah. And so those really count, even though there's only 4 losses, count more like 6, 8. And then, we still don't know who's going to pitch tomorrow. It's to be announced.
I think it might be Wisenhunt. He was scratched today in Sacramento. So,
Wisenhunt against a team like the Mets, who are all good hitters, it could get ugly. We could get swept. Not a good way to
very
start
easily.
The homestand.
Take a look at these standings. Here's the problem where the Giants are heading in the wrong direction. It's not that they're fortunately only 2 games back of San Diego, but now you got to jump over the Reds, and you might have to jump over the Cardinals soon. And the Marlins keep winning. They've won 4 in a row. They beat Milwaukee tonight, who's been the hottest team in baseball. Look at Miami.
Yeah, and Dan, we said that, and people laughed at us in the chat. People forget.
Oh, when I said Miami's coming?
Yeah, I said it, yeah. And they were 22 games below 500 at one time. 22 games.
I like their players. They got young players.
They're young and they're athletic.
Yes,
of course,
they have
a great former Giant. And they have a former Giant who's kicking ass, taking names. And the other thing, too, about Miami doing so well, why would they make a trade?
They may not now. They may not. Look, I don't know. I've got a couple of different trade proposals I'm going to show you guys that I just got to put them up here. I got to get them ready. Thinking of teams that, Phillies don't really need that much pitching right now. They're loaded with starting pitching. But what happens if you could go to the Phillies and this kid, Andrew Painter, who I really like, is, like a stud. And then you can get Andrew Painter and Mick Abel. And let me pull up the whole trade that I did here. I got to recreate it because I had it on my. Okay, so there we go. All right, let me go back. I will have this here for you guys in roughly 30 seconds.
All right. In that 30 seconds, Dan, I was listening to Mad Dog Radio today, and they talked about all the most important pitchers that could be traded and who is in the biggest demand. And the number 2 overall pitcher was Rodriguez for the Giants.
Oh, interesting.
So you have teams whose bullpens are disasters. Would you be able to you could maybe trade, I'm just saying, for someone like Ray and Rodriguez, you could probably get 4, maybe 5 studs. You got to think like this, guys. We need to get better because we're going to be stuck with the same team, which we were stuck last year, which we were stuck the year before, and we're not a playoff team with what we have. All right, Dan,
how do you like this trade?
Can you blow it up just a tad? I can't see it so well. I'm sorry. Justin Crawford, Andrew Painter.
Andrew Painter. He's a stud in the minor leagues.
Okay.
Tommy John over 2 years ago. He's like, look, you could get young. You could get a kid like Justin Crawford, who is Carl Crawford's son. This kid is super fast, got some power. Mick Abel's another pitcher in the Phillies. He's been up a couple times this year. Look, you get 2 pitchers. You get a stud and Painter who takes Webb's spot, gets younger. You get Crawford and you get Abel. You get 2 pitchers. Giants need some arms, not just, you need some guys. And then, look, obviously Webb's value was 66.5 earlier in the week. They update these weekly. It dropped. Wait till they do next week's. It'll drop some more after the last start where he gave up 6 runs last night. Look, Webb's value has been at an all-time high. It's been as high as like almost 70. But, if you look at a Joe Ryan, for example, he's got a higher value than Logan Webb. So you got to look at these different trade packages and see these things. I'm going to show you another trade I'll make with a team right here. Let me pull this trade down. And I know I am a minority with Logan Webb, and I like Webb, but my point is Webb is your asset, your biggest asset you have, and you're not going anywhere with this team the way it is. So the Tigers are reeling right now. They have lost
reeling.
They
can't hit.
Yeah, and they need some pitch. They need another pitcher besides Skubal. So here's my deal with I got Max Clark coming to the Giants and Jackson Jobe. He's a young stud pitcher. Max Clark's a young stud outfielder. He's 19. He was a top pick a couple years ago. Same year of Eldridge came out of high school. Kid's going to be a stud. And what I'm going to give, again, I got to give up a lot because I got to give up Webb, 83. I got to give up who did I give up in this deal? Hold on. Let me put this one together. Okay, Webb, Ryan Walker, see ya. Enjoy the plane ride. Go to the Tigers. Camilo Duvall, they have a horrible closer over there. Why don't we give them our horrible closer? Tigers. And then, you know what? Tyler Fitzgerald, he's got some points value on this board. What is his value? 9.4. We need value. Tyler Fitzgerald, goodbye. There's your deal. You get a young stud outfielder in Max Clark. You team him up with Bryce Eldridge. You get Jackson Jobe, a young stud pitcher, and let's rebuild this thing around some youth. Eldridge, Clark, get some hitters. Imagine if you had Max Clark, Bryce Eldridge, and Rafael Devers in the lineup a year or two from now, 3 stud left-handed hitters, and then you balance that out with a couple of, right-handed hitters. I don't know. I'm just not. Look, you guys are going to come at me someday and you're going to say, man, you were right about Webb, especially if you keep Webb long enough and he gets hurt. And you're going to go, why did we keep this? Why did we keep him? But, he's from Sacramento, as Lou likes to say. He's kind of a local. Look, man.
He's our only chip. We're not winning with him, so you might as well trade him and try to get something. And I'm surprised the chat says, why Randy Rodriguez? Do you guys forget that he was an all-star? And second of all, he was picked by the players as an all-star, not by the coaches. So everyone knows how good he is. And his ERA is still I think 1. So he's young. I know he's the future. But if you can get something for him, it doesn't matter who we give up. If we have to give up good players, you guys, we got to start thinking of the future. It's just one of those things.
Those phones. You have to be on those phones to teams that are competing, that want to get a World Series in this year. And you get a stud like Logan Webb, you got to hope that he turns it around. He's signed for 3 more years. He's pretty good contract. It's a team-friendly deal. Here's another deal I thought of, guys. What do you think of this? Trade Logan Webb to Cleveland and trade Matt Chapman to Cleveland and tell him, you know what? We'll pay the entire salary for Chapman for the next 5 years. He's free. You guys want to trade him off to some other team? Go ahead. You don't have to pay. You can collect some assets. Chapman will be floating around for 5 years. Giants pay for him, and we get Stephen Kwan and Jose Ramirez back. Webb and Chapman. Give me Ramirez. Give me Jose Ramirez. Giants have so much money. Who cares if they have to you know what? Ramirez is signed for 3 more years.
Yeah.
It would be like
$14.6 million. That's all he's making.
He's like 20. He's like 22 million.
He's the home discount. Yeah.
He's like 22 million. So it'd be like giving or 25 million or whatever it is. I looked it up. But it would be like paying for Chapman like for 3 years for 45 million. So where's that bank account? No, Dan. What's that bank account number, Dan? Okay. Look, Giants got money. They're under the cap. The Giants, if you can convince Cleveland that you're going to get Logan Webb and Matt Chapman, you just got to give up Kwan and you're getting a free Matt Chapman. You get him free. But the Giants get 3 years of Ramirez. Imagine Jose
and
Ramirez,
2 years of Kwan,
Eldridge, and Devers in the lineup.
Now you're talking.
See, you got to use creativity to get these guys. Look, Chapman's got a no trade, and he probably wouldn't go for it. He probably doesn't want to be in Cleveland, but Michaelo likes the deal with Detroit. Yeah, I like that. Might be my favorite deal, the one with Detroit. Max Clark and Jackson Jobe. Come on, we got to get younger. We're not going anywhere with this unit. Hype flips. Why would they trade him away? Finances. Cleveland has a low payroll. The only reason they would get rid of him is because of finances. George Curry says,
today,
get real. We're going to pay Chapman and Webb to go to Cleveland for Ramirez and Kwan. Laughing out loud. Yeah, no owners would ever do that. Let Buster cook. Let's see what he does. Of course, no owners would do that because they don't think outside the box. I've made a lifetime. I've lived my lifetime by thinking out of the box. That's why I win fantasy leagues. So why
You know why
I
people
get
don't
it.
want to do this? Because they're happy with us being 500 and golfing on October 3rd.
Turd says I'm giving the A's broadcaster a run for his money on that crazy meter.
There you go.
Hey, you know what? It's all coming out with just throwing out stuff, guys. I think this team, you got to change the direction of this team. I never owned a real team, George says. Big difference. Hey, Giants got more money than they know what to do with it. They just got to be willing to spend it creatively. They can't get any free agents. You're not going to get rid of Chapman. No one's going to take Chapman with his contract. So you're stuck with him. You're going to have Matt Chapman striking out with runners in scoring position for the next 5 years. Go ahead. You want Chapman?
And
you got
Lee.
it.
You got Lee and Adames. A lot of strikeouts.
You got Chapman and strike. The team is built horrible, guys. The team is built horrible. Okay. How many? I did this the other night, this exercise. How many guys in the lineup strike out 25% of the time or more? Let's start at the top tonight. Let's look at the lineup. I think
it was what, 8 out of 9?
I just pull out. No, it was like 6 or 7. Okay. Ramos, over. Devers, over. Adames, over. Chapman, over. There's your big 4. Okay. Casey Schmidt is actually over. Jung-Hoo Lee and Matos are not. Yaz is. Kinzer and Bailey, yes, they're over. So how in the world, Giants fans, do you expect this team? Yeah, every now and then they're going to score 9 runs off of crappy pitching, like they did the guy that pitched
Atlanta, yeah,
Tuesday night in Atlanta, Dylan Daniel or whatever his name was. Yeah. I think I could have went up there at 63 and got a hit.
Yeah, and you brought that up. The guy was meatballs. Yeah, you said.
Just total meatballs. And then Strider, hey, give them Giants a little credit. They actually got to Strider, but they got hot. It was hot and humid in Atlanta. Things happen in hot weather where teams hit, okay? But tell me how the Giants are going to put together. Hold on. Let me pull up the
don't forget about
here.
Your boy Yaz. Way over the 20.
Okay. So the Giants now, since the 8-1 start, are 46-50, Lou. They're 54-51.
Yep.
So there's your record. In your last 96 games, you're 4 games under.
That's not a playoff team, Dan. That's not a playoff.
Lou, tell me how they're going to put together a big win streak where they score runs with a team that strikes out where 3/4 of the lineup strikes out over 25% of the time. How do you get a rally going when that many people strike out?
Well, first of all, because they're playing the Mets and they're going against a good pitcher tomorrow, they're going against a great pitcher on Monday, a decent pitcher on Tuesday. I'm not sure who's pitching Wednesday for Pittsburgh. And then they go back to New York, where they're going to be going against good pitchers and good pitchers again in Pittsburgh. You have a problem. You have your next 10 games against all quality pitchers. And for a team that can't hit and a team that strikes out too much, that doesn't go for winning streaks. That is losing streaks. Losing 3 out of 9. Losing 4 out of 10. And you made sure, Dan, you said the Giants need to go 7-3 at the least if they want to buy.
Oh, yeah, that's right. What are they? Yeah. They started it was the last 10 games. Lou, do you have that record?
Let me take a look on the schedule.
Let's see. We'll do I've got it right here in front of me. Okay.
So
it started
the second half. We're 2-6 in the second half.
Right. When did we start the 10-game clock? Was it the last game of Toronto, right?
Yeah, I believe it was the last game of Toronto.
Okay, so they lost to Toronto, lost the first game in Atlanta, 0-2. Then they beat the Braves twice, 2-2. They're 2-4. Wait a minute. Yeah, they're 2-4, and they got 4 games left.
4 games left.
2-4.
So the best they can do if they win the next 4 is 6-4.
Yeah. Look, guys, I've seen this thing since 22. 22, 23, they didn't sell. 24, 25. Giants can't trade Webb, even if it makes sense, because they're stuck with Adames, Lee, Devers, and Chapman. Trading him just highlights the lack of direction. I want to rebuild, but they're in too deep now. That's a good point, Cliff, but you might have to get creative as an owner or GM or whatever you want to call Posey, president of baseball ops. You might have to get creative. Like, I think, didn't the Cubs have to do this? Didn't they have some no trade guys a couple years back in 2021, the year they got rid of Chris Bryant, they got rid of Javi Baez, they got rid of Contreras, they got rid of
the first
everybody.
baseman.
The first baseman, Rizzo. Didn't they have some? Didn't some of those guys have no trades? I'm not sure. Maybe they didn't, but
no trades only mean no trades. A lot of times there might be a backdoor deal. Hey, you make this trade, we'll pay you, another $1 million, once your season's done or something. There's always money.
Josh says, back with the dumb trade ideas, Dan. Okay, you keep Logan Webb. Go ahead. You see how well it works out in the next 3 years. And you're going to go, dang, he was an asset. Now his value is 66. It's down to 21. What can we get for him? You're going to be like, who do we have to trade to get at, to get younger?
That's what I've been saying. Who wants our players? If you're
nobody wants anybody but Eldridge.
Exactly.
And they want Webb. They'd want to
then obviously our pitcher, our reliever, because he's young, he's talented, Rodriguez, and he doesn't make a big salary. I mean, you keep talking about, do you think anybody would trade for Adames and his contract? No. Anyone trade for Chapman and his contract if they have another decent third baseman? No. Yeah. I mean, we have guys that are going to be stuck with us. They're not going anywhere. That's why you got to trade some of your other assets to get young. We now have guys that are 35, 36, can't hit, they strike out. I mean, nobody talked about tonight, Chapman, another error. I mean, it seems like every other game. Adames, I think, leads shortstops in errors. I was told that our left side of our infield, when you looked at it, was going to be the best in baseball. We're not. I'm sorry.
Yeah. NorCal fan says, what's my view of Schmidt now? He seems to hit a ceiling. Hitting the ball hard, just got hit it hard twice tonight. Hit it right at people. I don't think Casey's an issue. He's a second baseman. I think he's a 250-plus hitter. And if you can get 250-plus in today's game out of a second baseman that can hit you 20 home runs, I'm fine with where he's at.
We're all upset he's hitting 250. 90% of our team isn't even hitting 230. I think
Casey's down to about 240 right now, Casey. But look, guys,
injuries too.
I was not for the Chapman signing originally when they signed him last year in spring training. I knew the Giants were going to sign him. All the talk was, we're going to get Matt Chapman, and everybody's going to be all excited about Matt Chapman. And he brought you an 80-82 season last year. And I was like, oh, good. He's going to leave in free agency. And what do? He's like looking to head out the door, and they chase him down in September. Don't let him out the door before we sign him to a 6-year no trade contract. And I'm like, all right, look, I get it. Matt Chapman, excellent baseball player.
And do you remember what he said to the fans the last day of the season when they didn't make the playoffs?
Yeah, promise we're going to go out and get a bunch of guys. And yeah, okay. All right.
We're definitely going to make the playoffs. I guarantee it.
We got Adamas, and that was it for the most part. And then they made the trade for Devers. So give Buster credit for that. But let me tell you why I was not in on Matt Chapman. Great defensive player. I wouldn't mind just Matt Chapman if you would have signed him to like 3 years. 3 years. And instead of giving him $25 million a year, if you had to give him 30 a year and cut the years down, fine. Give him 3 years and 90. Overpay him for 3 years. I don't care about the extra $5 million. What I care about is the back end of this contract when it's going to be years 4, 5, and 6, and they're going to be like, what the heck do we do with Matt Chapman? You think he's going to get better as he gets older? You're either getting better or you're getting worse. Okay, I don't see Matt Chapman getting better. And yep, exactly. Los, he was never on Chapman long-term ever. Yeah, that's the problem. The Giants they dug themselves a hole. As Cliff Martinez might say, they made their bed, now they got to lie in it, right? This is what the Giants have done. They made their bed, and now you got to lie in it. So now you're stuck to go. And how many times have we seen teams get old quickly and they can't get on? We just watched the 49ers, and they're pretty much in a quasi rebuild. The Niners. If they didn't have the schedule they have this year, they'd probably win 6 games again. But they might win 10 this year because they got a cakewalk of a schedule. And their rookies have to hit, and their rookies hopefully will be good. And rookies tend to get better as the season goes along.
Dan, what upsets me is late in March, before the season started, we said the Giants have a lot of holes and a lot of questions. And somehow 105 games in, we have more questions and we have more holes. I mean, which is almost impossible. We have a lot of problems.
Team has problems, huge problems. One of the things, Lou, that we've talked about on this show for the better part of 2 months, when everybody was going goo goo gaga over the pitching staff and how great they were, I looked at the numbers and I said, okay, Birdsong and Roop, you're not going to be able to count on. How many times did you guys hear me say that? You're not going to be able to count on Birdsong and Roop for the whole season. They're not going to make it. And I also said, and Verlander is nothing. So we were down to 2.5 pitchers with Roop because he was effective. But we knew, at least I did, and Lou did, that this was his days were numbered because you can't pitch a guy who's used to pitching 100 innings and throw him 150 and expect him to feel good. His arm's going to wear out. And that's exactly what happened. And what you're going to see if this thing continues on this path, if they push Logan Webb to do another 200 innings in a meaningless September, then you're going to have Logan Webb being worn out eventually.
Hey, Dan, do you remember what happened last year? I was listening to the pregame show with Bill Lasky, another big homer, and he had Mark Ibanez, formerly of Channel 2 on. And Ibanez brought up a great point. He goes, didn't Webb have a problem late last year where he went like 2-6 to end the season? And people said, oh, well, he's fine. So this is now like 2 years after 2 consecutive years after the All-Star break that he's come out and he's been a disaster. He had the same problem last year. I think he went 0-4 to begin. And the people in the chat are so, I'm so sick and tired of saying, oh, well, he'd be better. He's like Matt Cain. They're 2 separate pitchers, okay? They're not the same. I don't know why you guys keep saying, oh, well, Matt Cain, if he would have gotten 4 runs, he would have won a lot more games. If you look at both their guys' records, you think they're good because they're Giants. But if they were on other teams, you would never think twice about them. I keep trying to tell you guys, Webb, the last 3 years, he's like 1 game under 500. Matt Cain got to a point the last like 3 years, he was like 600, but you guys all love him. But, if he was on any other team, you would say, and we had a thing, hey, would you want to trade for Webb? You would, what you guys would say? Why? The guy's a 500 pitcher. Why would we do that? But since he's one of us, for some reason, our minds are different. It's one of those things. I mean, hey, it's being a Giants fan, nothing like it. It gives you gray hair. I mean, this team, as I've been saying all year, they tease you, but I'm worried now. They go tomorrow. They're going to be on national TV. It's going to be another tough game because the game starts at 4:10. So their excuse is, hey, the glare's in the way. As you know, those 4:10 games, the first 3 innings, it's hard to see. And, it's going to be one of those things where, we get swept, guys. It's going to be ugly because Pittsburgh's decent. And then we got to go on the road, for the Mets.
The
Mets
again, yeah.
It's over.
Alex says, Dan, yes, Dan, we're down 2.5 pitch. That would be pitchers, but not, I don't know how many wall pictures the Giants have in their offices, but they're down to 2.5 pitchers and you want to trade them, laughing out loud. Yeah. I'm trading one of them and I'm getting 2 pictures like wall hangers back, Alex. I'm getting 2 of them back. So I'm doing a 2-for-1 deal, Alex. I'm getting younger and I'm getting young pitching. Why would I not want to get young pitching that is controllable and cheap and has a lot of upside? Okay. Yep. I want to go. There it is again. Dan wants the team with no pictures. Yeah. In fact, I am so tired of the offices being decorated with pictures. Take all the pictures down right now. Take every last picture that the Giants have in their offices and get rid of them. No more pictures. Let's see. We've got a comment here I want to get to.
And Ken, I know exactly what you're talking about, Ken.
Quit tooting your own horn. Most of us know how the Giants play in the second half. Who's he talking to?
No, I think he's, because I always say it, how we've only had one winning record since 2015, the second half. And as if you notice, Dan, we've started off hot the second half, 2-6. So it's going to be very tough for us to have a winning record. We're going to have to actually, be 5 over in the next round.
Yep. Giants now sit where Sharks once did, stuck with long-term deals, playoff drought, no clear direction. Like early rebuild, San Jose Sharks, they're learning that without flexibility, true rebuild is nearly impossible. Yep. They built themselves. This is why I've been telling you guys, this is going to be a long time. I don't think until the next decade, if the Giants do it right, do the Giants actually get out from some of these contracts and start doing a real rebuild.
And Dan, what's scary is in 2028, Sharks are going to be the only winning team.
Yeah.
Curry's going to be gone. Do you think the Warriors are going to be a great team? No. Do you think the Giants are going to be a great team? No. San Jose is going to have the whole entire Bay Area. And if things work out, the A's want to be here, they'll be in Las Vegas. I'm just saying San Jose is going to control it. I mean, obviously, Glenn thinks the Valkyries, but we don't talk about the WNBA anymore.
No WNBA here. No. Get that out of here, Lou. Do I have to put up the
slogan?
There, get it out of here! Get
By
it
the
out
way,
of here.
Their All-Star game did 1.1 primetime Saturday.
Hey,
2 baseball games did better than them.
Lou,
yeah,
ask me if I care.
I don't have a quarter, so I can't even call someone that cares because it's 50 cents now, I think, for a call.
Whatever happened to the whole get younger and more athletic mantra went the complete opposite. Yeah, exactly. Giants,
all talk.
This is a poorly constructed roster, guys. And you know what? Eventually, people are going to come at Buster and say, you built a team full of strikeout artists. And we're not talking about your pitching staff. We're talking about your hitters. I can't find the comment from Greg. I wanted to find the comment from Greg up here. Where did it go? Aaron. Oops. I lost my comment. Hold on. San Jose Sharks are going to suck for a few more years. Sharks are a small market team for hockey. Giants are in a big market team. Big difference. San Jose is still in the same market as the Bay Area. It's the Bay Area's hockey team. Alex trying to get Alex, because I got out on him with taking the pictures off the walls, coming at me with Casey Schmidt. Ooh. I better. That's hurtful.
Are you talking about Greg's thing at 9:32?
Is it 9:32? Let me go back to 9:32. I lost all this. So many comments coming in. 9:32. Let me see. I'm at 9:32.
It's the only great thing I see.
There's quite a few comments at 9:32. There's tons of it.
Yeah.
Golly, 9:32. They just kept coming in. There it is. There it is. Yes. Well, thank you, Greg. My job is to try to annoy you as much as possible. So I hope your evening is just very, just have a wonderful evening, Greg. I hope you take a chill pill and just realize the Giants aren't making the playoffs. Okay. Somebody says, would I trade Schmidt or Matos or Yaz? I would trade any of them if I got the right price. Okay. Absolutely. If a team that wanted a stud third baseman and they were willing to give up something of need for the Giants, sure, I would. The Giants built the team. Look, they didn't want to go young. They wanted to go with veterans. The one thing Posey, in my opinion, did wrong is he tried to build this thing with overnight with players that, to me, are kind of past their, Chapman's past his prime, and he was never a superstar. He's a great third baseman. Okay, great. Hits the ball hard when he hits it, but strikes out way too often. And we see it constantly. He strikes out in key situations. When Chapman doesn't have any stress or pressure on him, he drives the ball. But I don't know what it is. When the pressure's on him, he generally doesn't even make contact. So you got Chapman, and he's the centerpiece. And then you got Adames, and then you got Lee, and you got Devers. And you got those four guys, and they just don't look like they mesh well. Nobody drives there's no moving the line like base hit, base hit, base hit. It's base hit, strikeout, walk, strikeout, pop up, and the end of the inning.
No one clutch at all.
Because that is this team. Too many guys strike out. Nothing good happens when teams don't make contact.
And Dan, when you think about
series.
Yeah.
Tell me about the Toronto series, Lou. What were you impressed about?
They went the opposite way. They had 3 innings where they had more than 4 hits in the inning. One led to 6 runs. Another one led to 4 runs, but it kept the line moving. And the other thing is when they don't strike out, they don't hit into ground ball double plays. So even on their fly balls, the defense has to make a great play or it bloops in. They do whatever it takes so the next man has a chance. When you get 4 hits in an inning, you can put up a crooked run. I mean, when you really think over the last couple of months, the 2 clutch home runs was Bailey's inside the park, and Bailey's not our best hitter, and Matos 3-run homer in the 9th. Can you think of another big clutch hit in the last 2 months?
Not much. Jackson, I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Metasick. I'm a Padres fan, and we are in a similar situation as y'all. Not much homegrown talent and a lot of big contracts with a depleted farm that is banking on one guy to be the savior. Doesn't end well. Yeah. Who's that guy in the farm? DeVries? Luis? I think it's Luis DeVries or something. He was the number 1 overall pick or the number 1 international signing 2 years ago. DeVries? Am I doing it right? Saying it right? I think I am. Senior says, I will be alone. I would rather have Kwan than Devers. Ooh. Stephen Kwan. Interesting. Yeah, Leo DeVries. I thought that's who it was. Yeah. Ken says Giants aren't finishing over 500. It seems that way. What are the Giants right now? 54 and 51.
Yep.
So to get to 80 wins, Lou, they've got to go 26 and 31. 26 and 31. That'll get them 80 wins to beat the over. Now, how are they going to get some of these people say they're going to make the playoffs? Well, they've got to get to 90 wins. And how many games left are there, Lou? They've 54 and 51. So they played 109.
57 left. Are
you sure it's even that much?
Yeah, it's 105
minus 109. 53,
no, they're at 105 right now.
Oh, wait a minute.
Not 109.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I was doing the other night where I was thinking something. I was doubling it. Okay. So they're 51 and 54. 105. So they got 57 left.
Yep.
So here we are coming up. You know what I want to do in a few days? Let's see. They've got 1, 2, 3. After Tuesday night's game, they will have played 2/3 of the season. They will have played 108, which if you break that down into 54.
54.
I want to look at the Giants' first 54 and their second 54. We'll take a look at that and we'll see where they're at when it comes to that. But the Giants have won 54 games, correct?
You are correct.
Okay, so for them to win 90 games, and they have how many left? You said 57?
57.
Lou, look at this. They got to go 36 and 21 to win 90 games. And they are 46 and 50 in their last 96. And all of a sudden we expect them to go 36 and 21. That is 57 games, right? Yeah. That is 631 ball, Lou. Are they going to play 631 ball the rest of the season, guys?
That's a big negative.
With
first of all, they've never been 15 games over any part of the season. I think 12 was the high.
They have been 15 games over since 2021.
Yeah. And if you look at the schedule, like I said, it's not easy. We've been saying
and how many pitchers do they have?
We right now have 2 1/4.
Who's the quarter?
Verlander, off his last start, he's worth the quarter of a pitcher.
Okay, 2 1/4. I like that.
Yeah,
2 1/4.
And I don't think our 2 guys are actually that good. So let's make it about 1 3/4. So
Spencer
we'll combine both those guys.
Stewart says 85 or 86 gets you the last spot. No. I don't think so. That's too low. That's too low. I don't think this is 2 years ago like the Diamondbacks. If you look at the wild card standings, in fact, why don't we do that? Did we already look at the standings tonight?
We have not yet. We just told them they have to jump over a couple people.
Oh, that's right. Well, let's just take a look and see where they're at again. Okay, there you go. Okay, this is the wild card. It looks like the Cubs have come back over the Brewers, so it's going to be one of those teams. But look, the Milwaukee needs to only win 29 games to win 90. The Phillies need to win 30. So the Phillies are 60-44. They've played 104. So they have 58 games left. They need to go 30-28.
And
The
aren't
Phillies,
the Mets and Phillies, aren't they like only a game apart?
they're like a half a game apart.
Yeah.
They're neck and neck. Yeah. Okay. And then the Padres, that's a team that probably gets to 88 and is they've got to go 32 and 88 and 74, 32-25. And that would get them to 88 and 74.
And my team, who I told you, and you said, no, God, they are playing good. Look at the Reds, and they have the easiest schedule. Easiest the rest of the year.
So, yeah, we're hearing, that's what we're saying. Wisenhunt was scratched from the rotation earlier today, and we think he's going to probably start tomorrow.
You think they'll save him to go Monday against Pittsburgh? Not as powerful offense to give him confidence?
I don't know who would pitch tomorrow. They do an opener? You're going to do an opener on national TV? Maybe.
Yeah. Way to go, Larry Bear and the boys.
Anthony Millard, the Giants aren't winning 34 more games. Yeah, they would that would get them to 88. I don't think so. I had them at 86. I don't think they're getting to 32 more wins. 32, and they have 57. So that means the Giants would have to go 32-25 to get to 86. I mean, if the Giants just played 500 ball, what they have 57 left, right, Lou?
Yeah.
Impossible to play 500 ball with an odd number, but you get what I'm saying. Let's say they win 29 games and go 29 and 28. They're going to finish with 83 wins, 29 wins. If they go, think about this. If the Giants play 2 games over 500, they're going to get to 83 wins. How are they going to do that with the pitching staff in shambles? And you got to remember that the bullpen's going to get worse. It's going to get tired.
Yeah.
I don't see how the Giants.
They can't turn around. They have a losing record in July. Yeah.
Is Matt Gage going to get the start tomorrow night as an opener? His wife, Paige Gage, calling Paige Gage, paging Paige Gage. Paige Gage will be there.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe Wisenhunt. I think Wisenhunt's going to pitch for us. I don't think Cam said maybe he got pulled because he might be getting traded.
No, he didn't. He didn't get
this time of year when you bring up minor leaguers, guys. It's don't have that much confidence, and who knows? They have a rough start. You're talking maybe 3-4 innings, and then
Ken says 36-29 or 21 with a laughing emoji. Sue, it's good to see the Dodgers griping that they are not going anywhere. Let's hope not. Let's hope the Dodgers fold. What do we got here in the chat? Trying to go through the chat. Oops. No offense, injured starting rotation, all trading chips gone for in-season improvements. They need to sell. Yeah. Get rid of Ray. Get rid of Ray, of Webb, and get 3 or 4 starters back. And, the Giants, you guys think about this. We all thought the Giants, remember when Harrison was here before the Devers trade, the Giants have an abundance of pitching. They are so loaded. They've got so much extra pitching they can afford to trade from their surplus. You never have enough starting pitching in Major League Baseball. And what do you got now?
Our pitching wasn't that good to begin with.
Who's going to start for us? Beck at some point? Are they going to call up Keaton Wynn again and let him throw before he gets hurt again? Mason Black. I mean,
there's a reason why they're not starters, and there's a reason why they're not pitching the Major League for a reason. And in tough times where we need these games against teams that we need to beat, like the Mets, who are ahead of us in the wild card, it's not that good. I mean, do you think the Mets are saying, oh, God, we got Mason Black coming tomorrow or Wisenhunt? Let's get those fungo bats and let's have fun. That's what they're thinking. Let's get the sweep. They're not happy with winning the first two.
No. And they,
And then guess what they get when they go back to New York? Hey, guys, guess what? We get the minor leaguers again. Let's beat them all 6 games. Let's knock them out.
Thank you, Mark. Mark says Matt Gage starts tomorrow. So it looks like it's a bullpen game. They're using opener. Sounds like Gage will go 1 inning maybe, and then they're going to go with maybe Bivens and Beck or Jelly. I mean, wow. All right. Okay.
By the way, I never saw, how did the bobbleheads look tonight for Stephen Curry? And did you see Steph throw out the first pitch? I didn't see it.
I didn't see it. Alex,
okay.
Dan, I will bet all the falling pictures on your wall that Webb and Ray are not going to be traded. I won't bet you that because I don't think the Giants will trade him either, Alex. They don't have the balls to trade him. Look, this isn't a forward-thinking. It's not a forward-thinking team. I don't think they will trade him. If they do, I'll stand up and applaud. I will be like, yes, now we're going to go somewhere. But you know what? The team was built wrong. Cliff Martinez is right. You've got Webb, Devers, or Adames, and Chapman and Devers, 3 of your cornerstone players on your infield. 3/4 of your infield are signed for 6 years or longer, or 5 more years or longer.
Yeah.
So you're going to go with the old Chapman when he gets older. It's called Evan Longoria 2.0. And then you're going to go with Adames, who's not going to be able to play shortstop for much longer, maybe 2 more seasons. And then he will start to lose his range, and then he will become a second baseman. And then you got Colleen, who's supposed to come up and be the second baseman from the guy they drafted. And you're going to have a log jam again. And you're going to have all these guys. Look, I don't think the Giants are making a lot of sense with what they're doing. They had a chance to go get Ike Irish, a power hitting catcher who could make a difference possibly. And they went the safe route with a college hitter who doesn't have a high ceiling. He's got a high floor. He's not going to be horrible, but he's not going to be this guy that you're going to go like, oh my goodness, we got this kid, Colleen, and he might be a Joe Panic type guy when Panic was healthy. That's what I was saying the other night, Aaron. Exactly. You nailed it. That's exactly right. The game has changed. In Buster's blueprint, he's trying to go back and create what the Giants had in 10 through 14, 15 with solid pitching, defense, and timely hitting. But all these guys, it's not in their DNA to swing to make contact. These guys are all swinging for the fences. Yeah, exactly, Mark. You guys taking me serious. The Giants aren't going to do this. I'm just telling you what I think they should do. Look, I might be wrong. What do I know? I'm not a baseball executive, but I know what they're doing isn't working, and it hasn't worked, and I don't think it's going to work. Why? I've been watching baseball for probably longer than most of you in this chat have been alive. And I know when you build a team with 7 guys that strike out 25% of the time or more, that's not going to be a recipe for success. Tell me where it is in baseball. Tell me a team that strikes out 25% of the time with 7 guys in the lineup. How does that going to translate into rallies? Yeah, you every now and then you're gonna hit a 3-run homer, and you might hit 2 home runs in an inning, and you might have a big inning. But how often do the Giants have big innings, guys? How many times have we watched this team score 3 runs or less?
It's getting pretty bad. Over 50%. It's probably like 55%. I think.
I think it is over 50%. You know what? We're gonna have a little fun. We're gonna look it up, Lou. You carry on while I count this.
Rob Deere. Yeah. Well, the thing is, the only team I could think of that struck out a lot were the Bad News Bears, but they had the great Kelly Lee that could hit home runs left and right. And I'm going to bring up something that Dan said 1 week after the Devers trade. I think we were very lucky to get Devers. I think Boston, since we took the money, was going to do anything. We gave up Harrison that half you guys in the chat thought, oh my God, the guy's a stud. He's still in the minor leagues. Okay. The only reason why he pitched with us is because we probably thought he was better than he really is. He's not a great pitcher. I'd said numerous times I thought he was a bust. The guy couldn't do anything. So, hey, that's just me. Number 2, we got rid of maybe one of the worst contracts in Giants history, a former starter. Boston took him because they wanted the young stud. But they also wanted to get rid of the money. If you guys see, because of the trade with Devers, is anybody, and me and Dan have talked about this, Boston has a better record without Devers. And, it's going to get to the point now where probably by the end of the season, they're going to have a better record than us. Not only are they going to have a better record, they also saved $300 million. That's why Boston is a better organization. They did whatever it takes. Dan, am I right? It's kind of the point where they saved $300 million.
Yep.
And now, hey, I love Devers. I think Devers is actually a guy we can build the team around. But the problem we have is we have someone like Lee, who I think we thought might have been better than he really is. Adames, we got him early. We paid a lot of money for a guy that if you look at the back of his baseball card, he's not worth it. We signed Chapman, same thing, where, Adames and Chapman were in the right place at the right time. When we signed him 2 years ago, we signed him late March. There were no other teams that even wanted him. And as Dan says, the biggest problem is not Farhan. Is there's an agent that sees the San Francisco Giants as the San Francisco Desperados, and he says, hey, guys, I got a player. He doesn't play offense great, but he plays great defense. I'll make you guys a deal, and I'll give you guys 6 years, $180 million. Even though nobody else wants him, there's an agent out there that Dan knows who represents these guys, and the guy's now got 2 new homes because of the Giants, and guess what? He gets paid for the next 6 years. Never has to worry about anything. That's just how it is.
Yeah, I know. The Giants, this is a big frustration, and I don't know if the Giants can pull this off. And to me, I've said it, you've heard me say it, the Giants need to do one of 2 things, in my opinion. Either try to rebuild and sell off some of these contracts that are no trade and see if you can get out of them, or just keep spending and go for it. Stop trying to play cheap and stay under the luxury tax, and you won't go over the luxury tax and get the necessary stars that are needed to add to this team. Because if you're going to spend, you might as well go for it for the next 3 to 5 years and see if you can just, if you're locked into these guys for the next 5 6 years, go spend more money and just spend it, whatever. And if you're that committed, but quit trying to thread a needle with guys that are not that great of players. I don't know. It's my deal. I did look it up, Lou. 50 out of 104 games, 3 runs or less, 48% of the games.
That's an embarrassment. That's an
3 runs or less,
embarrassment.
48% of the time.
It's the same thing over the last 4 years. The same thing. It's like all we do is push stop, rewind, and play. And the same thing the week before before the trade deadline. Oh, we're only 2 games behind. I mean, 2 games at over 500, but we're only 5 games from the wild card. Same thing. And the last 3 years, we have criticized Farhan for not trading. Now we're saying we should trade. Let's sell. And the chat doesn't want to because, dude, we're throwing away the season. Oh, no, why would you trade Webb? Oh, why do you do this? You guys, you can't have it, both ways. It's just come to the point where the Giants just aren't that good. I'm sorry.
8 Willie McGee's. Yeah. Give me some speed, guys that get on base, contact. That was exciting baseball back then, the Cardinals. That Cardinals team with Willie McGee.
And they had the MVP that year.
Vince Coleman. And they had
the
Tommy
MVP
Herr.
was their second baseman.
Tommy Herr.
That year. Yeah, Tommy Herr.
They just ran. I mean, the Brewers.
And with that carpet, they would hit the ball on the ground, and it was they couldn't get them out because the ball on the AstroTurf.
The Brewers are running around the bases this year. They're not the most talented team, but they run. The Giants don't even try to run.
Didn't they get rid of their best player last year? And they're better this year? Yeah.
I mean, you talking about Corbin Burns, the pitcher, or are you talking about
and who was their offensive stud last year? That's right, Adames.
Oh, that guy. Yeah, it's forgotten. Adames. Yeah. They got Jackson Churio. They just got a lot of role players that they make contact. They don't strike out as much as the Giants do. Yeah, I remember that brawl with Will Clark and Ozzie Smith. What is that? A great shot by Candy Maldonado diving in.
Maldonado out of nowhere.
Blooding Ozzie Smith's lip. He took it he took it right in the mouth.
Here's the crazy part is you say nobody ever trades. That was a huge trade. Gary Templeton.
Oh, for Ozzie
when they
Smith?
Traded for Ozzie, because if you guys don't know, Ozzie was not originally with St. Louis. He was with San Diego
Padre. That's right.
San Diego Padre. And they made the trade because they thought, hey, let's get defense. Because Gary Templeton was an all-star, was a stud. A couple of you guys probably weren't even born back then, but that was a huge trade. So it's possible.
Both those guys were switch hitters, I think, Templeton and Ozzie.
Yeah.
They used to have a lot of switch hitters that were
switch hitters,
fast. Yeah. Mark Gray says, Dan, at the end of the year, we should look at all the games and see what their record would be if they just scored 4 runs for every game and see what their record would be. I'd say 20 games over. Yeah, probably. I mean, they got a lot of shutouts too, this team, and a lot of 1-run games. I didn't even if I counted the times they scored 1 run or less, it's like 20 games. I mean, they just
12% of the season. That's bad.
They just don't hit, guys. This team does not hit, and
it's nothing new. It's not going to happen the second half of the season. We're 104 games in.
Are we sold on Devers being our superstar? I think the Giants. I wonder if the Giants can find somebody to hit behind Eldridge. I don't think he has to swing at all those pitches that are at the top of the zone chasing. And I don't know if he's trying to do too much. I didn't watch Devers a ton in Boston, so I don't really know. Is this who Devers is? He sure seems to strike out a lot. You know what? Let's take a look at Devers.
Yeah, but he used the wall to his advantage too.
Yeah, let's take a look at Rafi Devers, his season with the Giants and the Red Sox, and compare his K rate. Let's see if we can.
And remember how bad he started this year. I think he was 0 for 20 to begin the season, or 1 for 25 or something.
Rafael Devers with Boston had 334 plate appearances. He struck out 76 times, divided by 334. Rafi Devers struck out 22.7. Remember that, 22.7%. Got it?
Got it.
Okay, with the Giants, not counting tonight's game. What did he do tonight? I know I saw him strike out. What did Rafi do tonight?
I know he got one hit.
Let me look. Let me pull up the box score. Okay. Rafi tonight was 1 for 4 with 1 K. Okay. So we'll add 4 bats and we'll do a K. So Rafi with the Giants, 45 strikeouts in 144 plate appearances, 31.25. How's that? He's striking out 31% of the time versus 22.7. Let me see what he did in Boston all of last year, just to get an idea. Yeah. Rafi Devers last year struck out 120 times. Well, in hold on, no, I take that back. That's 147 times in 601 plate appearances. He struck out 24.4. So he's but he's striking out way more as a Giant, 31% of the time. So we're not even seeing who Rafi Devers really is. Is this because he's pressing? Is this because, as Senior says, he's cold, the big ballpark, the big body? I don't know. So I'm not sure what we got. Others are talking about if the temperatures are affecting Devers. Big cold ballpark. You need a big cold ballpark. We got a super chat here, a couple of them. The big 18 hits and only 2 runs to show for it in the last 2 nights. Pathetic. Didn't they get 11 hits in Toronto with no runs?
No runs, yeah.
So put those 3 together. In 3 games, they got 29 hits and 2 runs. Jeez. Andrew Garcia says, sad Oracle Park takes away a game-tying home run from Lee. Yeah, he got oracled. He hit that thing 400 and – what would you say that ball was hit? I would say that ball was hit 430 feet because it hit the wall. It was going to keep going.
Yeah, that might have been his farthest ball of the year.
That ball hit – wasn't that right at the 415 sign right there?
I thought it was I don't think it was dead center. I thought it was farther over to the right.
The deep part of the ballpark, the 415, the 415.
I thought it was one more over. But hey,
to the right. Okay, let's say he hit that thing 420.
Yeah. Probably 90% of the ballparks. Yeah, well. Need more power. I need more power.
All right, let's get out of here. It's been a long
29 other parks. Giants love saying that, the announcers. It's always the Giants who have been out 29 other ballparks, but never when somebody else.
Tomorrow night, there will be no I think we're going to do Hot Corner tomorrow about 8:30 tomorrow night, guys. Probably about 8:30 because I think Eric's got a show going with Marty. And that's going to start late because of the Giants game starts at 4:15. So they're probably going to start about 7:15. So we'll go about 8:30 tomorrow night with Hot Corner. Should be spirited, especially if the Giants lose again. Who's pitching for the Mets tomorrow? Kodai Senga?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Kodai Senga. Okay. All right. Well, guys, Instance going to the ballpark tomorrow. Hope I don't see a sweep. Hope you don't either. Plan for a sweep, but hope for the best.
Yeah, remember it's a night game. The game got changed. If you have tickets or hard tickets, it originally said it was at 12:30. On the tickets. It got moved 2 weeks ago for ESPN. So I just want to make sure.
It's a 4:15 start. So
yeah, ESPN.
Yeah. Well, guys, as always, we definitely appreciate you being here and chiming in. Those of you that take, we all have takes, guys. Doesn't mean our takes are good. They could be bad. It's just takes. Look, that's what sports is, right?
Yep.
We're talking our own takes. I may be wrong in the Giants trading Logan Webb. Maybe the Giants put it together in the next year or two and Logan Webb leads them to a World Series, and I'd be happy and I'll gladly take the egg on my face for that take, but I don't see it. I don't see the Giants really. I think they're poorly constructed, as I said. They don't have enough contact hitters in the lineup. There's going to be need to be serious changes. They're all built to basically strike out, pop out, ground, or home run. I mean, some of the guys are hitting the ball hard, right at people. That's unfortunate, but we'll see where this thing goes. Giants have done this all year long, right? They stop to look like they're dead in the waters, and then they surprise us, and they bounce back. So maybe they bounce back. Maybe they have this resiliency in them that just never dies. And we got the trade deadline coming up. We'll see. But we'll talk to you guys tomorrow night about 8:30. Thanks for being here, everybody. So have yourself a wonderful night. Go Giants.